All I can do is share with people what I know and what I've learned. What they do with it, that's completely up to them. Is it true? Is it not true? That's for you to decide. And shouldn't have anything to do with what some corporate platform has to say about it. That's an encroachment, in my opinion, on your free will and, dare I say, your intelligence. So, this is what I've learned. First off, I'd like to point out the obvious. Do you think all those used head gaskets got there by themselves? Or the rest of what amounts to a giant pile of junk? I think I just went out in the world and gathered that stuff up and threw it there just because? Not hardly. What all that represents basically is a education on cars, which you have to expand on every day if you're going to swing a wrench. It also represents an education about people. And this is what I've learned. Some people are really good about doing maintenance to their machinery, who will listen when someone who's been doing it for a while points out weak links in the chain. But the norm is people who don't listen. You can jack somebody's car up, shake the wheel around, have them lay on the ground, show them the bad part, and explain to them what's going to happen in the future, and they won't do a damn thing about it. Until what's called in my business a catastrophic breakdown occurs. Then all of a sudden, they're all ears. That's where we're heading, towards a catastrophic breakdown, because people have better things to do. They believe other things instead of what they are literally being shown and how things are going to unfold if they don't do something, if they aren't willing to participate, get involved, and God forbid, put a little time into their own machinery and their own preservation of the life that they have and insist that they love every day. It's ridiculous to me. I don't understand why people are so willing to let things deteriorate to the point that they are. But based on my experience and observation, I can tell you what's going on. I have been telling you what's going on. But it would appear there's a company that doesn't want you to know what's going on, that would prefer to see you suffer, that would prefer to see you and yours in a bad way and experience a catastrophic failure. I ain't about that. I'm about preventing things like that. But I can't force anyone to do anything, unlike a certain company who can literally, by suppressing information and turning down people's voices, bring about a breakdown that nobody wants to experience, that nobody should have to go through, that is basically completely unnecessary. Everything you're witnessing today is they're trying to normalize the things that they have been doing up to this point. So when and if it all comes out, they don't look so bad. When the reality of it is, this is bad. And no matter what candy coating you put on this giant turd, it's still going to be bad. It's still going to be ugly. And the people, even the people that don't want to acknowledge the fact that there's bad parts staring them in the face, won't be able to deny it. But they don't have any choice, seeing as how they won't give up on their agenda, but to try and normalize all of these things that maybe not the people who are instituting the policies and drawing the paychecks are doing, but the people at the top are doing as apparently normal behavior for them. And that's actually the really sad part. The people behind the scenes at these major media corporations and social media companies think they're doing good when all they're doing is bringing about destruction and a way for the people who they call their superiors to get away with their crimes. There are good people behind the scenes that think they're doing good, but have found themselves falling for the con, going along with the narrative provided, as consistently the narrative provided is proven to be the wrong one. Yet they double down and stick with what they've been told or what the narrative is. Supposedly, these people are educated. Well, what kind of educated person looks the other way? What kind of educated person pretends that the wool isn't being pulled over their eyes as well, just to draw a paycheck? That's how it's done? That's not how it's done. At least wise, that's not how it's done correctly. I could talk about the ins and outs and the nuances of what we are experiencing and witnessing till I'm blue in the face. And in some respects I have. But it boils down to this. Just because I had a bad time being when I was brought up, just because my life was a living hell when I was a kid, or even leading up to adulthood, does not give me the right to ruin somebody's day. And the times we are experiencing and witnessing are brought to us by the very people who think they have a right to shit on your life and your views and free speech because someone else did it to them in the past. It's pretty much just that simple. And you can take it one step further. The people who think they have the right to abuse others have more than likely been abused themselves, but never learned the next part of the lesson and joined the rest of us into what should be a common sense conclusion. It's a crying damn shame. And I, for one, am getting damn tired of talking about it because they ain't gonna listen. And more than likely, you're not gonna listen until things are so bad you don't have any other choice but to be all ears.